I know anecdotally, I listen to all sides of this diet wars, and there are people who swear that on a high-fat diet, they're satiated. And then there's someone else who's like, well, when I eat lots of starchy foods, beans and rice,
Right.
I'm full and I eat less overall. So, I'm just wondering whether you think that plays a role.
Yeah. So I have a slide from many years back that says protein is more satiating than carbs or more satiating than fat. And to me, that's a ridiculous statement, because maybe that's if you ate pure protein, pure fat, and pure carbs. When you're eating a mixed meal that has carbs and fats and protein, yes, there is a satiety factor with protein, but carbs have fiber, and carbs have a lot of water. And the bulk of the water is satiating, and the bulk of the fiber is satiating. Fat delays gastric emptying. It takes longer to get it out of your stomach. That is satiating. So I really don't think it's fair to say there's an order to the macronutrients. I think it's the types of proteins, carbs, and fats that you eat. So, Simon, in the middle of my study, a group of 3 organizations, the American Cardiology Association and the Obesity Society and the American Heart Association, came out with this big thing about weight management. And there's a huge section on diet. And so we're going to summarize all the weight loss diets that there are. And they summarized about 20 different kinds of diets. And they said, our opinion is that you can lose weight on any of the 20 diets, but there isn't one diet that works for everybody. And it does appear that for all of these, the thing that's critical is restricting your calories. But we did notice in the different studies that we looked at that there's 2 types. There's one with a prescribed energy restriction and one with an achieved energy restriction. Okay, I'm gonna stop and see if this makes sense. So a prescribed energy restriction would have been, okay, hello, Mrs. X and Mr. Y, you've come in today and it looks like you need lose some weight. And we have this archaic mathematical thing that a pound of body fat is worth 3,500 calories, and you're going to have a deficit of 3,500 calories to lose that pound of fat. And interestingly, that works really well into 7 days of the week. If you divide 3,500 by 7 days, you need a 500 calorie deficit per day to lose 1 pound of fat. And you might think you need to lose 50 pounds of fat. Okay, so think about that. 50 weeks of the year, and let's say you usually eat 2,500 calories a day. You need to eat 1/5 less every day for the year. And the first thing in their mind is like, crap, that sucks. That sounds like I'm gonna be hungry forever. I mean, I was eating till I was full. And now you want me to eat 1/5 less every single day. Oh no, actually I'd like to lose 2 pounds of fat a day. Oh, well then you have to have 1,000 calorie restriction every day of the week per pound. Oh my God, that is so punitive that people freak out and they can't do it. So the other thing that I liked was an achieved calorie restriction, because in Diet Fits, we never told anybody we never talked about calories. We did not say, you need to achieve this. We said, this is a low-fat, low-carb diet. I want you to go as low as you can in carb or as low as you can in fat. And we don't want you to be hungry, because if you're hungry, we know you can't sustain that. So you need to work that to the lowest carb or fat you can be with high-quality foods where you aren't hungry. And collectively, they lost more than 6,500 pounds. And we never gave them a prescribed calorie restriction. And what the dietitians were telling me is exactly what you were saying, is that some people were very satiated eating fewer calories on low carb, while others were not. And some were very satiated on low fat, and others were not. And that's too general of a statement to make, because there's different ways to eat low carb and low fat. You can choose different foods. But if I walked away with any follow-up that I haven't quite got funded yet, it would be to personalize satiety. It would be try different breakfasts and lunches and mixtures of food, and maybe eating something first and something second. What kind of approaches can you personalize your own satiety so that you make these choices and you're full, you're satiated? And then you get rid of this punitive aspect of the weight loss diet, and you are enjoying the foods that you're eating and you're not hungry. I think that's the silver bullet.